Let's have a catch up with dickhead Dougherty. What's the ginger shy talk been doing this week? Well, first of all, it was one of the kids' birthdays. The young girl who she took on as a kinship placement. And after having mental health struggles, told Alicia that she didn't want to be on social media anymore. So of course this happened.
Dozen, and today is Nevaeh's 15th birthday, so I thought I would take you along. But
yeah, of course you did. I mean, why not take us all along? You know, all like 1 million of your followers. Why not film the poor girl's birthday and put it online after she's recovering with her mental health? Because she doesn't like being on social media. Yeah, that's a great idea. And I don't know for sure, but I'd hazard a guess. The reason the kid's willing to go on social media for her birthday is because Alicia's bribed her with all this fucking money and presents that she's given her. What she's doing right now is stuffing $20 bills into this plastic wallet thing, and then it rolls up and you put it inside this plastic container and you stick it inside a cake. I don't know how much exactly she put in there, but if you watch how long this roll is, it's a fucking lot. And that's not a main present. She got fucking shitloads of presents as well, which we'll look at in a second. I feel like she's doing everything in her power to make this kid and her brother not want to return to her biological parents by giving them anything and everything that they ask for. Because she just doesn't want them to go back home. Not for the benefit of the kids, but because it would mean that she lost 2 of her star attractions for her channel. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the kids should be going back home right now, because I don't fucking know what's going on with their mother. Like, that's not my business. But even if their mum was the best mum in the world, it's going to be hard for them to leave all this fucking money behind and go back home, because there's no way the biological parents can afford the stuff that Alicia can give them. Ignore this bit of footage, that's just Alicia practicing for when she's got to do her OnlyFans because the channel's turn into shit. Right, now look at all these fucking presents. This is just from her. This massive pile of presents, plus the bags in the back. And on top of this, she's got her a vanity set, like a vanity unit, table and chair, and a massive beanbag. How is her mother going to compete with that? She's got no fucking chance whatsoever. Typical Alicia flashing the cash again. Not to mention a massive carbon footprint. She used 4 full rolls of wrapping paper on those presents. She might as well go to the Arctic herself and start setting mass fires to melt the icebergs. It's like she's trying to destroy the planet. Oh, I'm sorry guys, but I had to include this. So Josh and Alicia are celebrating 23 years as a couple. And I don't know what they were trying to be doing, but why does it look like Josh is a creepy middle-aged virgin trying to awkwardly seduce a rabid hyena on ketamine? I've got no point to make about that video, it just made me fucking laugh. Now let's get into what they've been eating recently. First up, she's making one of her famous diarrhea in a glass jar, topped with soda delights. Diarrhea in a jar delight, that's what this one's called. And she's topped it with one of those cosmic brownies. It looked shit, so she added some glitter and sparkle to her editing. But as you can see, it still looks like shit in a jar. Now she's done a usual trick of taking a perfectly fine type of food, in this case pizza, and turned it into a soup. Why the fuck does she do that? What's wrong with pizza on its own? Why'd you have to make it into a soup? Fucking weird as fuck. If I sound angry, it's 'cause I am. I love pizza and I'm fucking starving. And I feel offended that she's turned one of my favourite foods, what I have for a treat, into this crock pot full of oil. So basically what she's done is get 8 tins of pizza sauce, chopped in a bit of processed meat. She did add a little bit of fresh veg in there, I'll give her that. She put some onion or garlic or bell pepper or whatever in. And then the rest is just tins. Just poured a load of tins of whatever she could find in a cupboard into a crock pot. But it's alright, because if you cover it in cheese, it's magically a pizza soup. Everything she makes in that fucking crock pot looks the same. When she lifts the lid off it, it reminds me of a toilet when you lift the lid and the last person to use it has been sick and not cleaned it up. Everything she cooks looks like vomit. And she knows it. That's why she just covers everything with fucking cheese. Then she takes a picture of it or films a video thinking it looks dead good, and it just looks like a bowl of oil covered in cheese. And what the fuck is that thimble full of salad she uses every single time? It's not going to feed 2 people. Especially when behind that she's got like 4 big bags of croutons. How does that make sense? Dickhead Dougherty. So you've probably seen that she took the younger kids to New York City. Most likely trying to get them on a TV show or something like that. But let's look what they ate. So in the morning, they had Dunkin' Donuts, which is fine as a treat. But then on the plane, bearing in mind it's like a 2-hour plane journey. Look at all the snacks she packed. This was for each child. 2 applesauce pouches, goldfish, muffin bites, cookie bites, Star Wars cookies, a cereal bar, veggie sticks and them fruit snack things. There's a few more things as well, but I couldn't quite see what they were. Who fucking needs that on a 2-hour plane journey? Absolutely fucking ridiculous. And they also had gum and sweets to help with the ears when they were landing. Then they had a second breakfast. Who needs a second breakfast after eating all that crap on the plane? So the second breakfast looked like a sausage and egg McMuffin type thing. And then they had lunch at a seafood and grill restaurant where they had like lobster and fries and sliders. And then they had like ice cream or sorbet or whatever it was for dessert. And then after that they went to this like event thing, which is probably what they were going to New York for, where they ate like even more junk food of like sliders, mini hot dogs in pastry with dips, and some sort of fried chicken. And then she thought, they're not quite full enough, so we have to go and get some fucking hot dogs. What is it, like 50 meals a day challenge? And then the stupid bitch bought some even more snacks when they went to the cinema or the show or whatever it was. And then they ate some pizza from a takeaway place. And then she got them macaroni cheese for dessert. How is mac and cheese a dessert? Is she trying to turn them into sumo wrestlers before they go home or what? I know that everyone eats a bit excessively when they go to like New York or on holiday or whatever. But this is fucking ridiculous. They must have had like 10,000 calories each. It's like she prides herself on being the most excessive person on the internet. She's an absolute tithead. She's setting these kids up to become adults with massive health issues like obesity and diabetes. And they're not going to have a tooth left in their head by the time they're 21. Give your head a fucking wobble, Lishy. I mean, look at this one from another day where she made muffins for breakfast. She made 4 kinds of different muffins, but made 12 of each. So 4 muffins each for breakfast. What fucking 4-year-old needs 4 muffins for breakfast? And what goes better with sugary muffins? Yeah, that's right. Microwave sausages. Honestly, she's like a repulsive dragon in the kitchen. The combinations she makes are just fucking psychotic. Then she does like this shitty packed lunch that she makes every day. Same shit, different day. Crappy sandwich, an apple they're not gonna eat, and something else filled with sugar. Then after school they had some grilled sausages and a stupid snackety board. But the Mexican night got me. It's like she just picked some fucking cactus leaves and whacked them on a plate. She didn't do fuck all with them. And she made like 20 pounds of chicken and beef for 14 people. Why? She's off a crust, this one. Then she made some rice and papaya and avocado, all of which she probably put minimum effort into. And of course, after all that food, the kids need 2 different kinds of dessert. Every single fucking meal. She goes completely overboard. It's like it's Thanksgiving or Christmas every fucking night in the Dougherty Dozen house. And it's not good for anyone. I couldn't believe this dessert they had one night. It's a candy floss cake made out of fucking just candy floss, condensed into a cake from what I believe. Look at it. It's literally just a plate of sugar. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. Another thing I noticed she did recently that really boiled my piss was listed all the things they're going to do in June, including when and where the eldest Dougherty child is going to be working for the summer. There's something wrong with this woman's head, honestly. Why would you want to tell all your crazy fans where your kid's gonna be and put them at risk like that? Get a fucking grip, love. That's enough dickhead Dougherty for one night. I'll see you all again soon.